Hello and welcome back to The Stack, and here are today's top stories. The first story, we're coming to you with breaking news. A major baby formula plant has been forced to shut down less than 2 weeks after reopening. We've reported greatly on the baby formula shortage that the United States is facing right now. We have had mothers who cannot get food for their babies all across America. And this plant was reopening, and now it's closing. It's going to be closed again for at least several weeks due to flooding this time. Baby formula was set to hit the shelves in a lot of grocery stores, and now that baby formula will not hit the shelves. So it's just another devastating blow to the crisis that America is facing. And I feel so bad for all the mothers, all the families who can't get formula for their kids. I hope that Joe Biden has some sort of plan to deal with this situation, but I have absolutely zero faith that he will have any plan to deal with this. In the second story, 2022, this has been a really rough year so far. It's been a rough start to the summer. Here at the Western Journal, we've reported on things like massive farm fires and food processing plants going up in flames, all while the United States faces skyrocketing inflation, skyrocketing food prices, and even potential food shortages. Well, now that has gotten so much worse because 10,000 head of cattle have been killed in Kansas, and they're saying it's due to extreme heat and a rise in humidity. And these were fat cattle, and these were cattle that could go to market soon, that would end up in grocery stores across Heartland America, across the U.S., and now they won't. So this is a hit to the food supply, and it's also a hit to these farmers and ranchers who rely on cattle to make a living. So it's just really devastating. It's not good news for the country. And the third story, Lauren Boebert, who's one of my favorite women in Congress. I think she's great. She's always seems to be on point. Her voting record is great, which now she's taking legal action against a Democratic group for pushing a blatantly false and disgusting accusation about her past. So, never underestimate these left-wing groups to be absolutely disturbing and disgusting. So this left-wing group is alleging that Boebert was an unlicensed paid escort who had 2 abortions. I mean, that's a vile accusation to make against someone, especially when you have no evidence for it. And that's exactly what Boebert is saying. So she is fighting back, and she says none of it's true, and this is fake news, 4 Pinocchios for these people. And she said, y'all need Jesus. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens if Boebert is able to successfully stop this group. I think we're going to see a lot of attacks like this from left-wing groups on Republicans and conservatives as the midterm elections really heat up. The left would love nothing more than to see people like Lauren Boebert taken out and not in Congress anymore. So these accusations, again, are just absolutely terrible. But if you want to stay up to date on the latest news on Lauren Boebert, the latest news on the supply chain and the potential food crisis in America, and the latest on the baby formula shortage, you can head to westernjournal.com, and please be sure to like and subscribe so you never miss an episode of The Stack.